Okay, so I just wanted to answer three questions that I think that are very important to this question of generative AI in education. So the three questions are: first, can I use AI for school? Number two is, what is AI? And number three, is AI good for me? Is it good for me? Can I use it? What is it? And is it good for me? So number one, can I use AI for school? Yes, you can use generative AI, such as ChatGPT, which is a large language model for school. It's very useful for helping you to summarize something. It certainly can answer a question very well, just like when you Google something in normal Google. It might bring you to a result. Generative AI will present the answer in a very natural language format. It can also help summarize a longer document or information that you're asking it for. So if you ask it for information, for example, about climate change, it could present, if you will, a nice summary about climate change. If you asked it if it could tell you more about that topic, it can continue to tell you more about that topic. So in that sense, generative AI is very good for learners, for learning in general, and for inquisitive people who want to know about something. The bad thing about generative AI, I think, in having the machine provide all that information, it might make the user lazy in writing the, if you will, information out for themselves. You might then start to rely on or use the machine generative AI technology as a crutch. You might start using it more for doing more of your writing. And so you might then, in that sense, damage yourself in that sense, or you might hurt yourself in that sense, because yes, you can use it for school, but then it might actually start to cross the line into academic integrity violation. And what is academic integrity violation? It means you're using it to write something substantively or to submit something substantively that you did not write, right? So that would venture into the area of plagiarism or not citing a tool or help that you had in creating a document for an assignment or for some type of academic assessment. So what is AI? That's the second question. So number one, can I use AI for school? Yes, you can use it for study. It's a good tutor. It can help you with learning, but it's also dangerous because it could do more than just, if you will, tutor you. It could start doing the work for you. And I think that's difficult. It's useful for helping you correct your grammar or your punctuation, just like Grammarly is, but it can go beyond that. The difficulty is you can't use it for school when it starts to actually do your work for you, right, substantively. So that's number one. Can I use AI for school? The answer is yes, and also no. Two, what is AI? AI is a loose term now these days that's been thrown around referring to artificial intelligence. So it's some type of machine writing, machine learning, or machine data that term we use to refer to this thing called, in the context of ChatGPT, this thing called a large language model. And what that technology does is it's able to, if you will, emulate or simulate a natural language response to a question that you might have, or a task that you might have, right? You might have a query or a prompt that it then returns the answer in natural language. And the way it's able to do that is it's trained on billions of words that it has scraped or that has been exposed to during its training phase. Typically, almost all of the documents in the case of ChatGPT up until 2021 that's been available on the internet. So looking at large library databases and things like Wikipedia and other kinds of large data sets that it's been trained on. So it read all those things, it understands all those things. And so when you ask it a question or you write a prompt, it's able to access that information and, if you will, fabricate or if you will, create a response to your prompt. So that's what AI is. It's a machine. It's a form of machine learning and, if you will, machine production of a response to your prompt. 3, is it good for you? Yeah, I think it's also a yes or no answer. It's good for you in the sense that it helps you when you need help, right? It can be your private tutor. It can be your, if you will, executive assistant. If you have a question, you can ask it immediately. If you have a task that you want it to help you with, to summarize something, to outline something, to write something, it can be very powerful in doing that. However, it may not be good for you in the sense that if you continue to rely on the machine more and more to do your writing, to your research, and in some respects, to begin to do your thinking for you, then it is not good for you because you have not done the thinking yourself, right? You haven't done the training yourself. You're helping train the machine, but you haven't trained your own mind, your own brain, your own, if you will, critical faculties. So is it good for you? I would say it's very useful for you if you can use it wisely, but it can also be dangerous for you because you may begin to only use machine writing for all of your machine writing and machine, if you will, fabrication for all of your academic and scholarly pursuits. So that's it. So those are the 3 questions. I hope that's been useful.